Good morning, or whatever moment you're listening from, and welcome to the Early Learning Lounge, your Monday morning reframe. I'm your host, Tammy Nucci, and whether you're tuning in on a Sunday to get a head start on the week or listening on Monday when the pace is already picking up, I'm really glad you're here. This space is yours to enter when it works for you. A pause you choose, not another thing you have to keep up with. Before we talk about behavior, I want to name something many of us are carrying. That feeling of already being behind before the week even starts. The weight of knowing someone, a child, a student, a colleague, or even yourself is going to struggle this week. And the quiet pressure to handle it better, faster, calmer than last time. If that's you, you're not alone. And you're not doing it wrong. So often we approach behavior like a problem to solve. We ask ourselves, how do I stop this? How do I fix this? How do I get through this moment? But behavior, especially big behavior, isn't random. It's communication. It's stress showing up somewhere. It's an unmet need, an unmet capacity, or an unmet sense of safety. And when we skip that layer, we don't just miss the lesson, we miss the person. Let me introduce to you the Reframe Method. The Reframe Method is the foundation behind this weekly space. It began as a way to help parents and educators slow down how they interpret behavior, not just in children, but in adults, systems, and even themselves. Because behavior doesn't happen in isolation, it happens in context. And the frame we use determines whether we respond with control or with care. Reframe is about reframing the moment, reconnecting to what matters, and rewriting the story, grounded in agency, belonging, and connection. Agency means having choice and voice. Belonging means knowing you matter. Connection means being held in relationship. When those are present, behavior starts to make more sense and people feel safer inside it. Before we go any further, let's ground ourselves in the real ABCs: agency, choice, and voice, belonging, mattering, connection, relationship. That's the lens we're using today. Here's where this gets real. Think about the last time a child melted down, shut down, or pushed back. Now, think about the last time you did. Maybe it showed up in impatience or withdrawal or doing everything yourself because it feels easier. Different behaviors, same message. When agency is stripped away, behavior escalates. When belonging feels shaky, behavior protects. When connection breaks, behavior fills the gap. That's true for children, it's true for adults, and it's true for us. This is lifespan work because the way we respond to behavior today becomes the pattern people carry forward tomorrow. Not everything needs a consequence. Not everything needs a strategy. Some moments we need curiosity. Sometimes we need regulations. Sometimes we just simply need to pause long enough and ask, what's being communicated here? I recently published a book called The Missing Piece: Understanding the Why Behind Big Behavior. It was written as a narrative, not to give quick fixes, but to help parents and educators see behavior differently across childhood, adulthood, and leadership. Because when we understand the why, the how changes. I also want to be clear about the integrity of this work. The Reframe Method is a trademarked framework, and it is currently under scholar review with 2 academic publishers and a peer-reviewed journal. This work lives at the intersection of lived experience and research, grounded in real practice and examined through a scholarly lens. Understanding human behavior across the lifespan deserves that kind of care. As you move from the end of the week into the beginning of the next, take a quiet moment to ask yourself, where do I need to offer more agency? To a child, to someone else, or to myself? Where does belonging feel fragile right now? And what connection would help steady this week before it even begins. You don't need answers yet, just awareness. And if you don't want to hold these reflections alone, you're welcome inside the Early Learning Lounge Hub on school.com. It's a space to continue these conversations with parents, educators, and leaders who care about understanding before fixing. There's no pressure, just connection. You can find the link in the show notes. As you step into the week ahead, remember this: you don't have to manage every behavior perfectly. You don't have to get it right all the time. You just need a reframe that keeps people, including you, human. The hustle is real, the grind is constant, but the heart, your heart, is what makes it all matter. Refill your cup in whatever way supports you best, and I'll meet you here next week in the Early Learning Lounge.